Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome to Vlogmas day 1. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do Vlogmas or not, but here we are. I went ahead, I decided we're doing it. I think this is how I did it last year, but this is how we're going to do it this year because that's what matters, right? My Friday videos are going to stay my Friday videos with my big updates with like haul and everything that I've been working on and anything that I finished and things like that. These videos, there might be a little bit of showing like what I've been working on here and there. I'll do a little bit of that today. But it's more going to just be some of like the random stuff. So that way, if you are somebody who's not as into the shorter little videos, you don't have to worry about missing anything from a normal Friday video. So, anyways, let's just get into it. I have a couple of things to show you today. I'm going to show you a project that I'm going to start today. I'm going to show you a whip that I've been working on. We're going to talk about this pile of flannels next to me that you cannot see yet. And I also thought that it'd be really fun to do an oil of the day this month because I've gotten really into essential oils back in May. And I have been learning about them for a couple of years from one of my sorority sisters, Julie. And anyways, I've gotten very into them, but I thought it would be really fun to introduce you to an oil a day. And it'll kind of be a mixture of some of the really good seasonal oils, like if you wanted to get into them and diffuse them and make your house smell like Christmas, as well as the ones that are my ultimate like favorites, how I use them, why I use them, and things like that. So also want to do an oil of the day. I think it'd be really fun. Okay, so very quickly, let's talk about the pile of flannels. I have 6 flannel shirts here. You can kind of see a little bit of all of them. And the whole point of the flannels is because I at some point would love to make a flannel quilt. I've wanted to make a flannel quilt, like a simple one, right? Kind of like the quilt as you go, like the blocks with the X's through them, raw edge flannel quilt as you go. You don't even really have to put batting in them. They're already just very warm because they're flannel. So, but they're basically like double-sided flannel blankets. Which I don't know if that technically makes them a quilt or not because I believe the technical term for quilt, you have to have batting, but if you don't tell, I won't tell. Anyways, I really enjoy working with layer cake size blocks and charm square size blocks. Layer cake size are 10 by 10 and charm squares are 5 by 5. You can turn a layer cake into 4 sets of charms. If you've ever like looked into buying flannel, it can get really pricey, and it's been really pricey. I think whenever I first wanted to truly make a flannel quilt, I saw one at the quilt store in College Station on a shop pop. And I think we did the shop pop in like 2010, maybe 2011. And it was like almost $20 a yard, which was just out of my price range. Whenever you're talking about you need like 5 to 6 yards at least, right? So to make like a decent size, and because it's also the back, you needed yardage, right? So a little bit much for me back then, still really kind of a lot. So I was thinking about it and I was like, we all wear a lot of flannels. And so Jackie went through her flannels for me. So I just made a comment a couple weeks ago and I said, hey, if you go through your flannels and they aren't really good for like wearing anymore, but like the quality is still like okay. You know, like things wear down in certain areas, like the cuffs, the collars, right, under the arms, things like that. That wouldn't bother me, right? Because I'm going to cut all of that away. I'm not going to use that. So I said, you know, instead of us donating them, I want to cut them up and use them as quilt squares to make a flannel quilt. And then also it'll be a quilt of all these different flannels that people that I know have worn. So I'm also telling like some of like my friends and stuff who I know wear flannels that like, hey, instead of donating that or just trashing it, give it to me so I can use some of the fabric. And my dad was like, you should go thrifting for flannel, which is a great idea. So I might do that. But anyways, Jackie went through, and these are all in a size that it doesn't really enjoy wearing for the fit and stuff anymore. So she gave me 6 flannel shirts. The only one that I may save and see if I like the fit of it or might in the future is this one right here. It's the purple and white one. It's literally the colors of my sorority, which how often are you gonna see that in flannel? Anyways, the sleeves would be perfect to get 5x5 squares, and then the front and the back would be perfect to get some 10x10s. So it would give me a nice variety for making a quilt and having different sizes. So I am going to, in the next like week or so, cut these up and start collecting flannel squares. So that's what's up with the flannel. If you have some flannel shirts that you would like to send and donate to me for this over a decade dream of mine, let me know. Okay, let's talk about the oil of the day really fast because I have it diffusing right now and it just smells so amazing. So I want to talk about it. This is Young Living's Cassia. Now, this is an oil that I didn't know I needed in my life, but it literally makes the room smell like Christmas. It's a cinnamon type scent, but it is way sweeter. It's not like vanilla was sprinkled on it, but like maybe like sugar was sprinkled on cinnamon. It's just so nice and light and delightful, but smells like Christmas on its own. And I brought my book in here because I'm going to let you know some of the properties and background of Cassia. And if you're looking for that scent of the holidays, this is definitely one that you should try. But it is it's rich in biblical history and is mentioned in one of the oldest known medical records, the Ebers Papyrus, dating from the 16th century BC. It's an ancient Egyptian list of 877 prescriptions and recipes. So this has medical properties. All essential oils have medical properties, but this one has been known for a very, very long time, and it just puts me in a good mood. That's one thing that I know it does. So it says, note, the aroma is similar to cinnamon, but chemically and physically, Cassia is very unique. And then, so its medical properties is an anti-inflammatory, an antifungal, an antibacterial, an antiviral, and an anticoagulant. So lots of really cool things that Cassia is known for. So just a couple of the things that it can be used for is cataracts, fungal infections like ringworm and candida, and diabetes. And then there's more listed in my book. But yeah, if you're looking for something to make your home smell like the season, Cassia is a good place to start. All right, so what have I been working on and what am I starting today? I will go ahead and give that little bit of an update. So I have been working on Bells of Christmas, and they're meant to be 2 separate cute little like bell ornaments or just displayed. She has these little jingle bells on them. I loved the colors. I loved the words on here. I loved everything about it, but I had something in mind to change mine up just a little bit. I'm putting it together as one piece. So I made my working copy and I taped the patterns together because they are the same size, and that is what I'm doing. I'm going to put it together. I'm going to add an extra little sheep. I'm going to switch up a couple, not the placement, but the type of tree, because on this one it has the same tree, and on this one it's basically, they take up the same stitch area, but they're like inverted. So I'm going to change up the trees, add a couple of little smaller ones in. I don't know if I'm going to do the snowflakes yet or not. I haven't fully decided. And pretty much I've pulled all of the called for threads. Actually, I take that back. There's 2 threads that are DMC and I pulled those. All the rest is Weeks Dye Works, Gas, and Colorworks. And you don't get DMC conversion numbers for those. So I pulled very similar colors except for the words. I pulled kind of like a rust color. It may be a little dark for my fabric. I'm going to stitch a couple of letters and see how I feel about it. In person, you can really see it, but I may want to lighten it up. I haven't decided. So I was just going to stitch one of the words for now and see, like kind of like sit with it and see if whenever I stitch some of the other colors, like the greens and stuff around it, if it like pops it out anymore. But it does kind of fade in a little bit. In person, I really like it, and the ring light is doing a good job of highlighting it. You can see that there are stitches there. But like I said, I just haven't decided yet on the words. But this is where I'm at so far. I've been kind of like color completing to a degree. So yeah, I'm slowly working through this. I love it. But yeah, I wanted to put it together. I thought it would look really cool put together. And I'm super happy with it so far. So we'll see how that one keeps on developing, and what I do with the words. If you have an opinion on the words, please let me know. Like if you have like a color recommendation. I'm trying to keep it all DMC, so if you have a color recommendation for DMC for the words, let me know. But it's on a 14 count Aida that I ice dyed probably like 8 years ago. I don't even remember. It has been a very long time. What I am starting today is the cookie exchange. I can't show you any more than that because I cannot show you the pattern, and it does not have a cover sheet because it's a SAL. Kathy from Hands on Design is doing her first ever SAL. It's called the Cookie Exchange. I believe you only had until the 28th of November to sign up for it on her website. But she has stated that by the middle of December, the whole pattern will be released. So, if you see people posting it and you really, really like it and you didn't get in on the SAL, you aren't going to miss out on this pattern, but you cannot get into the SAL. It has been removed off her website, or this is what she said that she was going to do. She's going to remove it off her website, and then once the SAL is over, and there's like, because I think it's over by like the middle of next week, so over plus like a week of time, it's going to get posted as a PDF download pattern for you. So, on her website. So, so far though, it is super cute, and I pulled my colors. I had to change 3 of the colors because they weren't in my kit box. So I pulled very similar colors. So, this one right here is supposed to be 04. It's a gray. It's a gray. It'll be fine. This one, I needed 310. I pulled I needed 3810. I pulled 3809. And this one is supposed to be 3801. And I pulled 3705 because, it's supposed to be like a melon kind of color. And, I don't know. I Googled the number because I don't know where it is in any kit, that particular thread. And so I Googled it, and this one looked kind of close enough. So that is the color palette. Anyways, I'm very excited for this. I think it's going to look super cute from what I'm looking at already. And I can't remember the timeline of when the next one comes out. I guess I could look that up for you really fast. Actually, no, it'll be fine. But that's what I'm going to start that today, on this fabric. And this is actually a 36 count piece of oaken. And this piece of oaken, you can see this section of it didn't really get the darker color on it a whole lot. And so I've been able to keep this as a scrap to do something with. And this pattern is going to be like 4.5 by 4.5 on this size fabric. So perfect to use up this scrap that I didn't know what to use for it because of the mismodeling. And I think it's gonna look really good because this pattern will look best, I think, on a neutral. And so this scrap prevents me from having to cut into a bigger piece. So we're gonna use that scrap, and that's about it for day 1, you guys. I will see y'all tomorrow. And I hope that y'all are having a great day 1 of December. I'll see y'all later. Bye.